Hey, welcome back for my weekly live feed. Well, I'm saying weekly live feed, but I'm coming to you here on MK Quilts page today. So really it's not quite my weekly live feed. If you follow me over on my Handy Quilter Pro Stitcher Sim Style group, that's where I do my weekly live feed. But today I have kind of a broad range of things that I want to cover with you, and so I thought it would make more sense to come here over onto my business page so that I can reach more quilters, okay? So what I'm going to do to start with is give you a little bit of a warning. You should see my setup for today. I put a quilt up behind me just to keep it quilty, but the tripod phone setup is just a little bit not so great today, so I'm hoping that it holds out and it doesn't go, flying. If it does, we'll just have to regroup and continue on. All right, so let me start with just a little bit of review for some of my items that relate to my Handy Quilter Pro Stitcher Sim group. So if you've been watching me on my personal page, you know that I've been on vacation, and I did a live feed last week from my location up in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I was up there with some of my girlfriends, had a fantastic time. While I was there, I did a little bit of simulation work. I did a layout that I posted and talked about that a little bit. So after I finished up with the gal pals up on the Cape, I hopped on a plane and I came here to where I am today, my home away from home, Las Vegas, Nevada. And I am here because my daughter and her future husband live here in the area, and I mentioned earlier that I was going to have a guest appearance. So today, at the end of my list, I'm going to have a guest come in and we're going to talk some things that are quilting related, but not specifically quilting. Okay, so let's see. What did I want to cover today? All right, so the first thing is about my sale that I had, my Christmas in July sale. So I've been traveling. Mr. MK has been back in Florida handling the website, any sales that have come through. He had a bunch of items that he had to do in my studio. He cleaned my machines, he leveled a table, one of my laser lights needed fixing, he updated the security system, whole bunch of stuff that he's been doing while I've been gone. But he made an executive decision that he was going to extend my Christmas in July sale until I got home. So just for those of you who don't know, those were any Handy Quilter type gadgets that I had in my studio. So it was an in-stock sale only. It was limited supply. When it's gone, it's gone. So after the video, if you need any Handy Quilter stuff, head on over to mkquilts.com and you can click on the Christmas in July button. It's still up there. Now, with regard to a new order, I had a customer reach out to me and wanted something very specific. So I am going to be placing a Handy Quilter gadget order later today. And so if you need anything, just really quickly give me a shout, either a text, private message, email. Let me know what you want and I will finalize all the details with you, all right? So I need to get that item ordered for my other customer by the end of the day today. Okay, so that's why I'm kind of rushing it through. All right, so that's that. All right, what else? In my hand today, I wanted to talk a little bit, because I'm on my business page, about the promotion that Handy Quilter is having going on right now. As you know, Paul and I became Handy Quilter retailers, and so Handy Quilter is just phenomenal with keeping in touch with us as retailers to let all of you know what's happening. And it just seems like every month they have some special or promotion going on. And this month is an amazing offer. You can get up to $3,500 off of one of their machine packages, okay? So I am going to post the flyer on the page on both of my groups. I'll post all the specifics. But if you have been thinking about bringing a long arm home to work at your home or place of business, now is the time to give me a call and we can discuss making that happen for you, okay? So that's that. Just checking over my list, want to make sure that I don't miss anything. Okay, so I think we're down to the guest appearance for today. So let me just put the flyer down. So what I wanted to talk to you at the end of the video today was about printing. So you're like, printing? This is a quilting page. Well, again, if you've been following me for a while on my other sites, you know that I have been offering some print material through MK Quilts. And it has to do with my Handy Quilter, my training, and all of those things that I do over on my Handy Quilter page. But I wanted to bring in the person behind the print scene today because I really haven't given you all the specifics about that before, but today was the perfect day to talk more about it because the person behind the scenes of doing my print material is the owner of Palm State Print, and he just happens to be here today because I happen to be in his house. So I'm going to bring in Bob. Bob Tuffin is the owner of Palm State Print, and we're going to try to like squeeze in here. I'm a little shorter, he's a bit taller. So this is Bob. Bob owns Palm State Print, and the other awesome thing about Bob is that he is soon to be my son-in-law. So I haven't announced that before, but I'm really excited, and basically that's what I've been doing here this week is I promised Bob and Chelsea that I would come one final time before they get married, and they're getting married in November. So we had a really good day yesterday, didn't we? We knocked out a bunch of details. Yeah, we got rooms rented, we saw the venue, met with the planner, all that kind of stuff. Okay, back to print stuff. So Bob owns Palm State Print, and he helps me with all of my printing. For those of you who are Handy Quilter with Pro Stitcher owners, you can still order the what is it, the Pro Stitcher manual and the Art and Stitch manual. And when you do that through MK Quilts. But Bob is the one who's doing it behind the scenes, and he bangs that stuff out. Like basically the order comes in, he has it out the door by like the next day. Okay, so hop on over to MK Quilts if you are Pro Stitcher or Art and Stitch owners and you want to get those. But what we wanted to talk about today, I just kind of wanted to bring Bob in and have him talk a little bit about his business because it really relates to things that we might want to do as or use as quilters, as piecing quilters. So Bob, what kind of things other than the print material, the paper print material, have you been thinking about or doing for me through MK Quilts?
Well, we say we can print anything here, from a business card to a billboard. One of our latest things has been printing on fabric, and that's what we think you'll be interested in.
Yeah.
We start with a 4.5 ounce, 100% cotton, 30 singles, ring spun, super soft cotton, and we can basically print anything on it in any colour. I have an example here of making a quilt with a picture of you making a quilt.
Put it closer so they can see. There I am, there's MK.
And this isn't a sticker, this isn't an iron-on like done at home heat transfer. This is done with a digital industrial garment dye. So this is pretty permanent into the fabric. You can wash this and wash it and wash it and wash it and wash it, and it's pretty much going to look like that.
So if you're like me, you guys, obviously we have done memory quilts, photo transfer. We've done things where we've had to go to Joann's or order the fabric with the paper on the back and feed it through our home printer, and sometimes we have good success with that, sometimes we don't. It takes a lot of our own ink. You know, it can be really laborious, however you want to say that, to get that done. So Bob and I were he was showing me this Mac Daddy printer that he has. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And basically he just fired up these 5 or 6 pictures, printed them out on this printer. I cut them up with the sharpest scissors I could find in the house, and here they are. They're ready to go. They're permanent, they're beautiful, they're pliable. Just like we would want in a quilt. We would want that to be soft. We don't want that hard ink on there, right?
Definitely not. No, and in the theme of upcoming weddings, we thought, what if you're ever making a wedding gift and you wanted to commemorate someone's special day? Well, we can do things like printing the save the date onto the fabric. You could print their wedding invite. This is actually our wedding invite for November.
It's very fabric. Nice. Of course, Bob printed those.
And even just little something else as a cool piece to add into any quilt. Doesn't have to be a wedding.
And what I'm thinking about is labels for the back of our quilt. We all know we need to do that. Sometimes those can be a passing thought. Bob can print custom labels for your quilts.
Absolutely. Yep. Here's more examples, maybe. An infant quilt. And in theme of our mixed nationality, American and British, maybe you even want to do a quilt that features across of those. So,
Bob calls it America.
America,
We're
indeed.
in America.
Absolutely. We know where we are.
Yeah, so Bob has just been, he's made my life so much easier. And you can't really see today, but I'm wearing one of the shirts that he printed for me. I always say from my studio to yours. Here are my awesome business cards that Bob did for me. They're double-sided. I get so many comments on these cards. He's like, Mommy K. That's what he calls me, Mommy K. We need to, ramp up your business cards and make them really, really professional. So these, you can't see this on the camera, but they are just really, really nice and thick, and so many people comment on the quality of those. He just recently did my Makeup and More cards. Those, again, are really awesome. Some of the other things that he's done for me personally, he just gifted this to me when I got here today, or a couple days ago, I guess.
Yeah.
A couple days ago. It's a mouse pad, custom with my MK Quilts logo and information on there. Let's see, some of the other stuff. I told you I was going to talk makeup today. Bob did these awesome handy little color guides and books for me for my makeup business, so that when I go out and talk to people and have my parties, he just did such a wonderful job with these. They're laminated, they're spiral bound, just anything that you could need. The other thing that he did for me, I'm going to have some awesome reading material on my way home to Florida. He just printed me the product knowledge guide from Senegence. This is like the Bible of Senegence products. Senegence is the parent company of LipSense, the makers of LipSense. So talk about my color in a minute. But anyways, those are just a few of the things that Bob's been doing for me already. And like we said today, all of those things, we can actually print that on fabric. Now, you used the t-shirt fabric today. We printed on the cotton knit fabric. But you could have you could send Bob muslin to print on, anything that's 100% cotton. Bob was like, Melissa, it has to be 100% cotton. And I'm like, well, that's perfect for us. Quilters quilt with, generally speaking, cotton fabric, right?
Absolutely. We can do any organic fabric is the real main thing. Sticks to that perfectly. You can just wash it and wash it and wash it, and it always stays super soft.
Awesome. Can you show us a couple of other things that you have done?
We can. Yeah. We've this was actually done as a test to see how well this held up. But this is an apron for any people that in the kitchen cooking, or generally making a mess quilting. Maybe you do with that.
Let me have that for a second. Go ahead.
And as another example, we did for a client, hats. So for them, they're up in Pennsylvania, and they're keeping it fresh with their camo hats. So that was an automotive shop. We did those.
Awesome.
They loved them.
I loved this. I wanted Bob to definitely show the apron, because I'm sure that a lot of us have bought these aprons before from like Joann's or Michael's, and we've done something on them, added lace or fabric or ruffles or ribbons and buttons and whatever. You could print something very custom on here, and then you can go ahead and embellish it and do all of your crafty sewing kind of stuff. So that's really awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, Bob, that's about it. I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Lovely. Thanks for having me. It's been an honor.
Okay, thanks for coming on. So you guys, I just can't thank Bob enough for what he's done for MK Quilts, for my makeup business, and yes, he's basically family right now. But I can just vouch for his professionalism. He's so easy to work with. He's just fun to listen to, isn't he? Love that British accent. And so if you need anything for your business, or for that custom quilt you've got coming up, labels, just anything. Bob asked me what was I gonna discuss about pricing, and Bob doesn't really have set pricing. He's just kind of basically feeling the waters with this type of thing. So if you need design services, if you want him to do your logo, if you want him to help you with just anything, if you have specific pictures that you want to put into a quilt, basically you just need to reach out to him or I, and he'll just work with you with that. And he's there to help you. He's there to help me in my business, so he's going to make it fair for you. I have no doubt about that. So I'm going to put some contact information below the video when I'm done here, and of course you can always reach out to MK and I will get you in touch with Bob. All right, so the last thing is, I promised I was going to talk a little bit about my makeup as I've been traveling. I've had all my Lip Sense stuff with me. Today, let's see, what was I wearing today? If you've been following me for a bit, or maybe you haven't, I've added this lipstick business, kind of intermingled it with my MK quilts. And one thing, before I tell you about what colors I was making, or wearing today. So Bob did makeup shirts for me too. So I can go out and about and I can have my MK, Makeup and More with MK. That's the name of my other page. And then on the back is my Lip Sense and Call MK and my phone number. But the cool thing about this is that Bob used one of my quilts. This quilt is at home in Florida, but he used the quilt as the backdrop, kind of branding my new business, my Makeup and More with MK, and used that beautiful quilt that I had made. I just love that quilt, and we thought that was a really cool way to incorporate the quilting with the makeup. That quilt has a lot of colors in it, so it just kind of goes hand in hand with the makeup. But basically, I've added on the makeup because, you know what, we're gals. We wear makeup, we wear lipstick, most of us. And I just thought it would be a fun thing for me to add on. So I'm not going to go on, into all of that today. This is my quilting site, but I wanted to just bring it up because it's a lot of fun. This makeup, this lipstick that I'm wearing, is up to 18 hours it stays on your lips, and that is basically the selling factor. The Lip Sense is Senegence is basically their flagship product. I mean, this lipstick stays on until you take it off, okay? So if you want more information about that, please hop on over to my makeup page. Again, I'll post the link below. You can follow along with that. I'd be happy to hook you up with some amazing lip color. Of course, Senegence has a whole line of skincare and cosmetics. I've been using the whole line. It's fantastic. All right, so let's see. Today, I am wearing, it's all about layering with this. I love the layering because you can get all different colors. Today, I started out with a color called, I think it was Fire and Ice, I started out with today. Then I layered on top of that Caramel Apple. And then I think I finished it up with Pink Champagne. I can't even remember. But it's just fun to have these colors and mix them together and get all the pretty looks. So that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow I'm heading off, hopping the plane back to Florida. I've been gone for a long time, it seems. My machines are ready to go. I need to get the hammer down and get that quilting done. I'm heading into the most busiest time of my season, so I'm just going to be from here to the end of the year like slammed. But it's fun, fun, fun. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you were from the Sim group and you were joining me here today, thanks for all your support over there on that page, everything that you do to encourage me, what I'm trying to do for you. I appreciate your business. I appreciate you being a follower. And today, from my home away from home, my studio in Las Vegas, from MK to you, happy quilting. And get you pretty on too with the lips. All right, you guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.